Okay, I'm trying to respond to some of the things that a couple of people were saying. Ziggy and that other girl, I don't remember anybody's names. Because they're not their real names anyway, so what's the difference? But they had some legitimate questions and accusations and stuff like that about my knowledge of history and not knowing when dinosaurs walked the earth and stuff like that. So I was responding to that. And at the same time, I'm going in on some Morgellons that Harald had on his channel, and then some what he's calling the fibers. I just went in on the last part of the series, and then I did not the fibers that we're worried about. It's the what's making the fibers is what we should be worried about. I guess the fibers too, if we're going to consider that they're carrying the eggs of the airborne creatures that are laying the eggs. So I guess we should be for that reason. But everything seems to be miscombobulated and misconstrued as they're coming out of my mouth. So trying to answer to that, I guess. As I'm going along. Oh, and said he didn't see nothing jumping around in the bowl, so I'm going to try to redo that experiment. Or it's not an experiment really, it's just showing you how you can get your hands on seeing them and working with them and stuff. So I'll try to do that in this video too. So what we're looking at here is Morgellons mushroom, I guess is what you're calling it, Harold. And I may have that wrong. You have to go watch Harold's videos, something like that. But here's where we're at. I'm pulling the imagery out of it. I've seen all the little spikes on it. What I compare this to is looking at ice. When you look at icebergs and snowbanks and stuff like that, they have this same spiky look that you're looking at here. So I don't know if temperature at one time was a factor for this or what, I don't know. But it's packed with the imagery, so I'm going to go in and grab the imagery. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area that Harold's calling space alien mushrooms, I guess. So Ziggy, you seem like a really nice person, and so did that other girl, whatever she's going by, Lynn or something. You guys seem like nice people and stuff, and you seem older. You sound like you're a little older than the average person that would even come to my channel. But everything that you're telling me about the history of dinosaurs or anything else, that's just programs. It doesn't mean it actually really happened that way. And for you to say that I was off on the dates by millions of years, how do you know? How do you know? That's kind of the whole point. I was being sarcastic because no one knows shit except for what's written in these books, what they're seeing on their television screen, what they're taught in their schools. Nobody will look for themselves to see what things are. They just refuse. They're afraid of what they're going to find, and they shouldn't be, but they are. Yeah, I mean, it's packed with the same feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast as everything else. It's definitely from the system. I don't see any human influence in it. And the spiky things always got me too. That's why I say it has something to do with temperature, because I'm seeing that in icebergs and stuff like that. I'll show you. I'll bring in some icebergs and show you the imagery. And there are certain changes that don't have to do, that are separate, I should say, from the minerals and the frequencies that makes an impact on how images look. It doesn't change the imagery though. I looked into that. Does it change the imagery to now I'm going to, whenever I see these spikes, do I look around and find that I'm finding cattle, sheep, lobsters, dinosaurs, unicorns, shit like that, right? Am I able to see and pull out other imagery from this? No, you can't. It's still feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast over and over and over again. There's also something else I'll tell you that I'm trying to figure out in the process of things. The circles. Our eyeballs are fairly circular. If they pull the eyeballs out of our head, they look fairly circular on a table. Fish eyeballs. Or I've got real issues with that because the system doesn't need circles, doesn't seem to build circles to me. So no circles are ever really circled. Like this eye right here, which is an eye for this. One eye's here, one eye's over here, the nose is here, and the mouth's down here of that one right there. Try to get him for you better. There he is. Take him in this corner so you can block out the rest of that. There he is. But that eye will be shared too, besides the here and here and being used for this face, which is a human face. It looks like it jumps over to here as well. So it's here to here to be used for that eye. And if I come over here, this one's sharing that eye, this eye and that other eye. See the triangular? See the triangulars everywhere? Also, that's another thing. I got to start getting into in the next few parts of the series. Let's just look around here. It's just a research vid. I'm just collecting digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the Morgellon mushrooms or whatever he's calling them. Yeah, so Ziggy, you seem like a nice person and stuff like that. I understand it's not easy to hear the things I'm explaining and stuff like that, but I don't expect anyone to believe anything that I'm saying. I mean, you can go see it for yourself, you know? This is not a magic trick. It's all there for everyone to see. Just everyone refuses to look, you know? Like that eye that I was just talking about, that I was showing you being used for something else. So here it is, eye here, mouth open here, nose is right here of that large image, right? And I got them cut down to I'm trying to crop them the best I can. I don't have cropping tools. I'm not an entertainer. I can try to go like this for you to show them a little better, because what it is everything's collaged. So with everything being collaged, it's hard for people's eyes to separate everything. That's why I'm not bringing you in on the thousands of other images that are right in this one image, because I could be doing that. I mean, I could turn in every direction. I could turn in every direction and show you that image, I just took the filter off, all the different images that are in there, you know, by doing this. And that proves to you and to me that the system does not see up, down, left, right, backward, forward. It does not care. Don't matter what depth. It's going to give you the imagery and show you this imagery everywhere, all the time. It is the system. I'm upside down from this right now, right? And I can tell you right now, because I can see the images upside down now. I'm so used to doing all this. If I just take my time and look around, I'll be able to see it. So you got the nose of this one. Where's my finger? You got the nose of this one right here, and that upside down face that I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to catch it, along with all these other ones, because they're all over the fucking place in here. And you should be able to make them out. And then I'll flip you back around in a minute. Okay, And then as I bring you slowly back around, eye, nose, and mouth of that image. The image I was showing you that is now going to be upside down to you is up here. Isn't that pretty neato too? Like you see this one here, eye here, eye here. Where's his nose? Nose right here, mouth open here, human face, his hairline, his ears back here, the hairline. Sonny Bono look-alike, kinda. Anyway, image within image within image. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding different contrasts. That was a green filter I had on, now I'm a red filter. Changing my angles every now and again. Changing my depths. Trying to let the camera sit for at least a millisecond or two so that you can give your eyes a chance to adjust. Okay, just like I was showing you in the chemtrails, Harold. See this row right here, right? See this row? Just use as one example. We're gonna do this throughout this whole thing. You can do what I'm about to show you, but this is what I'm showing you with the chemtrails because you could. It's all relatable. Follow this row down, right? I'm gonna go do it right now. I'm gonna follow this row, just this one row. I'm gonna go in tight on it if I can. And unfortunately got all this light and stuff back here. If the light was only on this, it'd be better, but whatever. Gives you an idea what we're dealing with when we go look at the mineral streets, what you call chemtrails. Alright, so I can pick my angle, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go this way because it's easier for me. So I'm gonna go like this and stay right on that one area, and we're gonna pull it out image by image by image all the way down the line, just like I'm showing you with the chemtrails. So I'm going to start up here at the start, just as if I do with the chemtrails. And I'm going to start bringing my eyes down it. And I'm going to try to stay right here. Try not to go too fast. I'll mess with my lights and shadows as I go down, so that I can try to bring you all of them, so you'll be able to see everything. Okay, maybe I'll start here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to even do you one better. Okay. This is not going to be all of them, but I'm going to just get to some of them just so you see where I'm going with this. So eye, nose, and mouth. Okay. Eye, nose, and mouth. Beard, right, on that one. Okay. Eye, nose, and mouth. Eye, nose, snout, of course, because it's a canine, teeth and everything. Eye, nose, and mouth. Okay. Okay, several ways I can do this one, but I'm just going to come down to this one. I'll give you this one. Eye, nose, and mouth. There's another image that's within and another one right under it and everything, just like there is everywhere, but I'm just going to give you that one because I'm trying to stay on this line. Try to get his eyes in a little better for you. Okay. Staying in that same area, right at the edge. I'm going to start using all these eyes. Eye, nose, and mouth. And you can go under him, of course, too. Hopefully you guys are catching all these ones that are right under that one. I mean, you can even see the teeth and everything, too. So, like, if you take these two eyes, eye, nose, and mouth under here, you can even see the teeth and shit. On a lot of these, you can, actually. This next one, you can, too. Human face, eye, nose, and mouth open. You can see his teeth. And, of course, image within image. So, eye, nose, and mouth down here. Another human face. Let's get back in over here. Eye, nose, mouth open down here on that one. Got a hairline and stuff. I'm a little far down now. I'm going to stay up here. Eye, nose, and mouth. Eye, nose, tongue sticking out. See them all? Eye, nose, and mouth. 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 It's only one direction, one way, one angle, right? We can go in every fucking angle, every direction, and we can play the name game. That's why it's kind of hard for people to get their eyes on it. Because now we can play feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, or beast. Going up this way, I'm at a different angle, so you're going to see the faces in an elongated way, usually looking out to your left, then another one at a different depth looking at you, so on and so forth. Like this one here, eyes right here, nose is right here. Well, actually, give you the larger one. Let me give you the larger one. So eye, nose, and mouth of one looking out up and to the left of a human face. There's another one that does that right above it. But then if you just turn your camera a tiny little bit, you'll start catching the other eye looking more at you. Eye, nose, and mouth. Now he's more looking at you now, right? Same thing with right above. Eye, nose, and mouth looking at you. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out. What am I at for minutes here? All right, 24 minutes. Hold on a minute. All right, so anyways, again, we were just looking at Harald Kautz's black goo. This is the mushroom that he's talking about, and the fibers and stuff. We're going over some of his videos. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from what Harald calls the fungus from the Morgellons fungus. I just wanted to address a couple people's comments and stuff while I'm at it, and while I'm making these couple videos and it's getting lost in the imagery. Let's see. Okay, so I just, it's not really an experiment. It's just showing you guys how to identify the nanometallus that's in our system, that's in our bodies. And yesterday when I did it, I probably didn't have enough light on it. A couple of people that wrote to me said they didn't know, couldn't even see what it was I was talking about, and they didn't really see any movements or anything like that. So I thought I'd show you again and explain this a little more. And then he also thought I was recommending that people drink alcohol, this kind of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And that's not what I was saying. And I thought I went back and watched it, and I think I made it pretty clear what I was talking about. But just hold on a second. Okay, when I did this yesterday or the day before or whatever, I thought you could see it better than you could. I went back and looked at it in the camera, and he's right. I can't really see it jumping around that much, I guess. I don't really know what it is we're seeing and stuff, so I'm going to just try it again real quick. I'm just using a cherry juice. You can use cranberry juice, grape juice, you can use whatever, just something with some red in it in order to do this. And I think part of it was dark, so I'm putting a little bit of a light here this time. Okay. That's straight up juice, okay? So look at that for a minute. There's going to be a little bit of a separation. Alcohol going into tart cherry, so it's going to have some separation happening. But I don't see anything major. I don't see anything jumping around or nothing, right? Okay, so I'm purposely right now smoking a cigarette to show you this, and purposely going to smoke a joint. And let me just take a few hits off of this joint first to make sure that I do this properly. I want to make sure I get a lot of metallus in my throat before I do this experiment. Just smoking this. I'm just going to smoke the rest of this joint. Give me a minute. Okay, it should be good enough. Now, okay, so now, again, cherry juice. I'm just trying to show you, it's just cherry juice. Okay, I have to hurry up, my battery's dying. This is even better than I thought. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna prove my point even more. What I'm gonna be able to show you now. Unfortunately, the battery's dead. I'm gonna hold on a minute. I'm gonna plug another extra battery in this because I'm gonna show you right now. My throat and lungs are clear because they're not jumping around in there. So the metallus are not nailing me today. I'm gonna get another joint. I'm gonna roll a fresh joint and smoke that, and then do it again. So hold on a minute. Okay, I figure while I'm taking a break here and having a smoke and building up some of these electrometallus in my throat so I can do this experiment, I figured I'm gonna give Harald some credit on this one because everything he's about to say here is very true, provable, and right on the mark. So I mean, I gave him a hard time yesterday when I was talking to him about things. today. Let's listen to him talk here for a minute.
To collect colors. You have blue Morgellons and you have red Morgellons.
The fibers.
And nobody knows where these colors come from because they are of technical origin. It's not a natural substance. So you can see them when the skin is opening. You can see them under the microscope if you make a blood analysis. You can see that the blood is infected. And you can let them grow artificially in a petri dish. And if you look at them, you see they're a little bit more
I just noticed
complex.
something. Oh, okay. I can share this with you too then. Okay, Harold, I just noticed something that I didn't notice before. I've noticed in other things like the clouds. I just didn't notice it in your Morgellons until just now. Okay. Let me shut this light off. Okay, I'll show you this happen in other places and in other environments like the clouds and the rocks and the ice and stuff like that too. There's going to be something to all this. And Harold, if you ever get on board with me on all this, I think that you would be able to find the answers to a lot of these things fairly quickly. Okay, the areas that I'm noticing that the Morgellons is traveling tracing out the imagery is what I usually call it. It's tracing out the imagery, not all imagery, but some imagery. I first noticed it in some of the clouds, only some of the clouds, because it would have to be a full cloud day. In other words, all cloud coverage. I'll bring you to a video of it, maybe even in the next video. Anyways, lightning. Lightning, I noticed, also traces out the imagery all the way to the ground. So let's say the clouds are only up in the top half, and then in the bottom half you see somebody's camera set up, and the camera is only set up half and half. So you got, half of it no clouds, and then half of it clouds, and all of a sudden the lightning comes through, and you'll notice the lightning traces out the imagery. The Morgellons is doing the same thing. There's a lot of color and light in here anyway because of your microscope, but the imagery in here is unbelievable. It's fucking fabulous. Shouldn't be missed. I mean, it's really easy to see. I'm not sure why nobody sees it yet. I don't know. But this is pretty interesting stuff. The Morgellons is tracing out the imagery in this stuff. Not all of it, but just some of it. It chooses where it's coming through, and what I'm saying is it doesn't cut through anything. Like, let's say, for example, this image here with the eye here I pointed at earlier, the nose is here, the mouth is here, this one. Okay, so if you study on him, you'll notice that you'll have one color of fibers. It looks like mostly blue. Okay, there's another one. There's another face right here inside that one that is cut out by the Morgellons. I got the phone plugged in. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. Let's see. Get them for you. Yeah, I can get them easy. And please don't say fucking space alien, okay? Because it's not a space alien, it's a human face. You're just going to think space alien because that's really your program to think. But eye, nose, and mouth. The blue Morgellon line comes down around here. It's a little broken up there, and it comes up this way. You see the eggs and the larvae that are inside the Morgellon's fibers. This is what I'm telling you about it being a webbing. It's more of a webbing than it is a fiber. Why the webs are tracing out the imagery, you just gave me a great thought, and I can try this on the bioscale real easy by going to the web of a spider mite and just study the web and seeing if their webs show the imagery. It should anyways, just like this, but what I'm curious about is see the little dark spots, the little dark blotches as you follow the Morgellons lines. See them when you see the little look like a thin line, then all of a sudden there's a big line. Look at all the imagery, it's unbelievable. Anyways, might be potential for a body imagery there too, with an arm coming down, but I don't want to get into it right now. You know, you got red Morgellons, you know, you'll see the red fibers and the blue fibers. All right, well, there might be something to that. The blue in color might be tracing out the outside of the image. Red might only be used, like in this one, it's not used to, the red is not being used to trace out the image. It's being used for detail in the image. Let's check around. This one, same thing. So eye, nose, and mouth. The redness of what you're calling the Morgellons is detail. It's detail in the cheek right here. And it's a little detail in this cheek. And all the blue is tracing it out. There's something to that. Let's see if that continues. No, because this one, no, the red, it's kind of used for, this one it's both. Because see the red Morgellons? Okay, eye, nose, and mouth with this fat face, right? He's inside another one, which is eye, nose, and mouth of that larger one. Try to get them for you. There you go. All right, so again, the blue traces out. The red is making up the detail of the imagery, but then when I go from that large one to the smaller one, it kind of does both in this situation. It does both. There's this real big open mouth right here that we should try to get. Let's see, what the hell's that thing doing? Okay, so yeah, you know, if we look at some of these down here, same thing. So you got eye, nose, mouth open, and inside the mouth is the red, the Morgellons, the redness of the Morgellons. You could take the larger one, dark eye, big schnoz, with the using that same mouth of that larger one. And the blue is cutting out the imagery, and the red is making detail. Something to this. There's fucking something to this. I shouldn't be doing this with my battery dead. I should change phones, but I was trying to... It's doing that here too, everywhere here. The red is only being used as detail in the imagery. It's not tracing it out like I was about to explain about the lightning, the way the lightning does it. Some body imagery here going on in this one too, here and there. Not much, but a little bit. Very large image, large eye, nose, mouth. Make sure I'm getting them right for you. But anyways, I notice a lot of the body imageries have this too. See the V-neck? See the V-neck? If I keep this on this, and the next, when I remaster it, you'll see the shoulder come down this way, and you see the other shoulder go down that way, and I might even be able to make wearing apparel out of it because of the V-neck thing. You know, if it was just a shoulder line, and starts it, but when we get wearing apparel, which I can't go against wearing apparel anymore, I've seen enough glasses and other things. I want to see if it goes into the next one, because see up here you got, not the next one, but another one that you might be able to spot, but eye, big schnoz, and mouth. Let's see where this nose is going to be here. Where is he? I want to see if he's using that body is what I want to see, and he's not. or she's not. Yeah, this is something interesting. Over time, I'll definitely investigate this. Again, well, the one you'll probably catch, eye, nose, and mouth of that little one. But they all are doing that. I don't see the red doing any cutting. The red is not cutting. The blue is doing the cutting, and the red is detailing. So the red is adding the contrast. The blue adds the shadow to cut out the imagery. And that's kind of the way our blue skies do it with the clouds, too. When it's thick clouds, it's, of course, blue neon sky. That's why when I add the red filter, I get the contrast I need against the white and gray clouds. This is something to all this. Learn something fucking new every day. This is not even what I was supposed to be doing. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm just going to leave this here for a minute so when I run the research vid, when I remaster it, I can look into this pretty good. This is amazing. This is fucking amazing. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I liked Harald when I first started listening to him. Because some of the things that he said back then, a couple of years back when I listened to him, that were making sense to me, and he's about to do it again. And so give me a chance to show some appreciation instead of just bitching about everything.
And a simple fungus. They have kind of organs inside. They have little red stem cells of an unknown species that are self-replicating as well. And apparently they produce other structure. This looks like a sporing body. It's like the unit where the mycelium at a certain point is forming a mushroom, a fruiting body. And then from the fruiting body you would expect the spores for the next generation, if this is a mushroom, if this is a fungus. So this seems to be the containment for the spores, because if you put this into the petri dish, you can see the next generation growing. And other things you find, now it's getting fringe, it's really getting fringe, is fragments of insect skin being extracted from a Morgellon victim. So something makes these, something from this disease is making insect parts or insects grow within the human body.
People won't see them as insects, though. Hold on a minute.
Insects?
Okay, did he say co-opted insects, he just said? I just don't want to interrupt him while he's talking. Maybe I'll even rewind it. But there's certain things I got to straighten out on it. Alright, people are not going to see them as insects. They don't have legs, they don't have eyes, they don't have mouths, they're not shitters, they're born pregnant. You might have found some bios maybe that are a different story than the electros and the nanos. So maybe if you have a chance to look at what it is I'm showing you in my videos, maybe you'll boil it down and you'll come up with the other ones yourself, and you'll see, oh, okay. That's why I try to break it down: bios, hybrids, electros, and then electromagnetic nanos. For size, what they feed on, what they do, how many of each there are, to watch their characteristics as they go from into each one, that kind of thing. So I'm sorry. Let me continue on.
We have this NASA paper. We're getting there. To understand what this is all about, at first sight, this is a disease that should be cured. We worked on finding a remedy to cure Morgellons disease. It's easy. You don't even need to fight the Morgellons. You just need to re-establish a healthy environment within the human body. Take out the acids, take out the heavy metals, cure the function of the liver that is irritated by mercury, and that is irritated by a disturbed candida environment.
That's all so true. That's the part I was trying to get to. This is all so true. And our bodies going acidic the way they do nowadays, then it's nobody has a chance to fight them. And also, if we're only going to be talking about 3 of the Metellus, which that's what the Morgellons are, just 3 different types of Metellus. What about the rest of them? There are thousands of them, tens of thousands of them. So what about the rest of them? Why are we going to ignore the rest of them if we're going to only worry about these 3? And what you just stated, Harold, about the 3, the Morgellons you're saying is easy to fix and easy to kill off by straightening out your acidity and bringing your pH balance back. Even if you do it synthetically, and bring your pH balance back up,